I have 3 boys. My oldest is my pride and joy. He's my little road dog, or he was when I had him. I had him when I was 20 years old. My ex-husband went to prison, and my mom moved to Conway, so I stayed in Fort Smith, and I had the baby on my own. I had a really close friend of mine that was there the day I went to labor with him, and he'll be 10 November 6th. And then I have my middle one. He will be 9 March 3rd. He's my little bell pepper. He's got red hair. Yeah, I don't know. Each one of my kids, I have 3. Nicholas, he'll be 10 in November. Tyler will be 9 in March, and I have Tristan. He'll be 8 in January. And each one of my kids I have a different connection with. My oldest one I was 21 and my mom took him from me because I was so strung out on methamphetamines and pills that I ran the streets with my son instead of taking care of him like I should have. So she took him from me, and I didn't see him for 6 weeks. And she gave me an ultimatum: either you get clean and you come to Conway, or you won't see your son anymore. And I packed my stuff. My middle son's daddy gave me an ultimatum at the time too. He said that it was either my son or him, and I chose my son. Kids are irreplaceable. They love you unconditionally, and they forgive you for whatever, but they're irreplaceable. I had Tyler a week after my mom died. And my mom was scheduled to be there with me when I went to labor with Tyler, but she had died 4 days before my scheduled C-section. And then I canceled my C-section to go bury her. And then probably about 2 weeks after she passed away, I got pregnant with my youngest one, Tristan. I used a lot of drugs when I was pregnant with Tristan. I can remember him, the way he felt in my belly when I was using. Like, he never quit moving on me. It's like he never slept. And prior to me being pregnant with Tristan, I'd never put a needle in my arm. I'd always taken pills orally. And then my ex-husband, at the time, I was coming down. I'd been up for probably 21 days. And he told me, "You're going to feel what I feel." Because I had seen my brother have the problem with the needle. I'd seen what it had done to him, and I was against it. And the day my ex-husband stuck the needle in my arm, I fell in love with it. I thought it was the greatest feeling in the world. And I used my entire pregnancy with Tristan. I smoked marijuana. The main drug I used was methamphetamines. Because I didn't want to sleep. I'd have nightmares of my mom, and I didn't want to have those. When I went to labor with Tristan, I'd been up for 12 days. And it's by the grace of God I didn't test positive. At the time, they weren't drug testing. And the first week he was home, he withdrew really bad. He withdrew off of methamphetamines. I managed to keep my kids until he was 5 months old. And I got in an abusive relationship, and the guy I was with was messed up on all kinds of drugs, and he brutally beat me and my middle son. And that's how I lost my kids.
Could you?
I couldn't go see my kids if I wanted to.
Why not?
It was an open adoption, and the lady she doesn't feel that I deserve to see my kids. Because, I mean, they went through a lot, and I understand that. I did, however, see them at Christmas without her knowing. Yeah, I was in treatment this last year, and went to the Christmas parade. And I had a feeling my kids were going to be there. And so I started walking up and down the streets looking for my kids. And of course, they all dress alike. She dresses them all 3 in the same outfits. And so that's what I found. I was looking for. And I found them. Out of a crowd of like 1,000 people, I found my boys. And I stood right across the street from them and watched their faces light up. And, it's the first time I'd been close to them in 7 years. I would hope so. My addiction has cost me not to be able to see my kids. And I can relate to the lady that's got them, because I only want what's best for my kids, you know. And right now, I'm not anywhere close to being what's best for my kids. And she just wants to keep them safe and protected from the world that I have experienced, and I don't blame her for that. But hopefully, one day she will see that, you know, I'm trying, that I've come a long way from what I was years ago, and she will let me see them. My favorite memory with all three of my boys would have to be when I was clean. I was in treatment. And it was Nick's 4th birthday. And I made him a cake. I threw him a birthday party. And I remember telling Mama, I love you so much. And my baby had just started walking at the time, my youngest one. So I got to see his steps. That's probably the best memory I had, because I was clean and sober. I mean, I can remember the details all the way from how his face looked at his birthday party to when it was time to leave.